Cole & Cooper CPAs, located in the heart of East Nashville, offer a wide variety of tax services for individuals and businesses. Contact them at 615-257-0646 and visit their website, allcooper.com, for a full list of services.
Hey guys, welcome to Music Business Daily, where we give you the latest in music business news. On today's show, we've got an autographed EP of the Beatles that went for an astronomical amount of money, American Idol news, and venues that rock. We'll see you soon.
Bandwidth for today's show is brought to you by SoftLayer.com. We love SoftLayer here at Talkapolis. They are the greatest hosting company ever. They make everything easy. Check out their website at SoftLayer.com. Thanks again for sponsoring the show.
Hey guys, welcome back to Music Business Daily. I'm Kane Harrison. All the girls have bailed on me today, so you've just stuck with me. We've got some great news coming up for you though. First in the news is an autographed copy of the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper fetched $290,000 recently in an auction. Now, we've reported on this before, and the auction's been going on for quite some time, but it started at $15,000 and crept up to about $30,000, and I think last we reported about a week ago it was in around $110,000, but this has set an all-time record of $290,000. So it's pretty incredible. It doesn't disclose who the buyer is, which, you know, in these large auctions, that is usually the way, but just unbelievable. So it was signed the year that it was made, and I think that that's what tipped it over the top. So next, moving along in American Idol news, Nicki Minaj has fired back at one of the contestants via Twitter. A recent contestant, an 18-year-old Devin Valens, I think that's how it's pronounced, I'm not too sure, but got ousted on the show. And Nicki just said it was simply because the girls were so talented this year. And if you've seen Idol this year, you'll see that it's an incredibly talented pool of people. He was a little upset though, and so Nicki just fired back at him via Twitter and just saying that, look, we didn't use the save, which they can this year also on Idol. They get a save where they can bring someone back. But I can tell you they weren't going to waste it on this guy, and he hasn't done himself any favours in the music industry by trying to belt up Idol, which has been such a stage for him to be able to get his music out on. And Idol has taken a massive dip also in ratings. So, I mean, I don't know if they're trying to beat it up a little bit, but The Voice has been doing so incredibly well. And the new judges on Idol, I think, are coming across pretty good, but you know, this won't help them at all either. So, in other Idol news, I don't know if you remember, but Siobhan Magnus, who I think she was in season 9 and she got to about number 6, but I know Siobhan really well actually. We have the same producer and she's been here in town in Nashville on and off. She's from Boston in Massachusetts, but she's fronting a new band, a super group called Doubtful Guest. And there's some pretty cool people in it. Some people from Third Eye Blind, Everclear, Candlebox, Godsmack, Fuel. So she's at the head of a pretty cool band, and she did a showcase in Nashville here at 12th and Porter on Wednesday night. And amazingly, even with all these guys who have been in these brilliant bands, and Siobhan Magnus, who of course was, as I said, number 6 in American Idol season 9, they still had to use a Kickstarter fund to get them here, and they had to raise something like $23,000 just to come and do the showcase. But apparently the showcase went fantastic. Everyone's absolutely loving them, and they did a couple of the favourites like Shimmer from Fuel, and a couple of the Third Eye Blind ones. So I imagine it went over pretty well. I didn't get there, but I'm sure there were plenty of Nashville peeps that did. Moving on, Venues That Rock, and Rolling Stone Music has released Venues That Rock, and our very own Bluebird Cafe has snuck into the top 10. So what they did is they're going to have a series of sort of releases as far as the clubs that rock, theatres that rock, amphitheatres that rock, dancers clubs that rock, arenas that rock. So there's a whole bunch of different things, but everyone from Miranda Lambert to Thomas Mars of the band Phoenix have been voting on this, so it's incredible. And the Bluebird actually came in at number 10. So if anyone's been to the Bluebird, it's very inconspicuous, and you sort of just fight to get a seat to get in there, but it's such a small venue, and you think of all the incredible venues that are all over America. It's really cool that that one has snuck into the top 10. Moving along, Taylor Swift, as she so often does, keeps the surprises coming on her Red Tour, and during her third night and at the Newark, New Jersey Center, she got the lead singer from Train to come up and sing a couple of songs, and apparently everyone just went wild. But Taylor's renowned for doing this, just pulling her favourite artists up from usually where they're from, because they've got a local following as well. She done something really cool as well. She got a young 7-year-old girl, named Emma, who had a rare blood disorder to come up on stage and sing Sparks Fly as well. She's had Nelly come up, and she's had, the guys from Neon Trees, and as I mentioned, Train up there now. So she's doing some really cool things, and we love Taylor, and she's keeping out of trouble, which is cool. Finally, we have Garbage, who I absolutely love. They had such a unique sound. They came back, they had a little hiatus of about 7 years and come back in 2012 with a really cool album, and they're thinking about following it up in 2014, which will be really exciting. Apparently, they're sick of not making music, and they've loved being back together and back out on the road. And one of my favourite producers, who is actually the drummer, is Butch Vig, who has produced some incredible people, and they also are really into producing music in the old-fashioned way. So all the stuff's usually done on analog, and they come in and they sort of get one shot at doing it all. They put the bands in live and they produce them live, and so I can guarantee that if Garbage come out with their 2014 album, it will be an absolute blinder. But that's about all we've got time for in Music Business Daily today, guys. You can find us on Talkapolis.com, also through Facebook and all that sort of stuff, Twitter. We've got a brilliant Talkapolis app which you can check out, and you can find all of us guys here. So we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Talkapolis, the social media TV network for your city.